Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Shawn joined Miyagi-Do during the events of Cobra Kai Season 2? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 2 would still happen. Daniel and Johnny would still have their rivalry, and Daniel would still reopen Miyagi-Do. Daniel would still want to make his commercial for Miyagi-Do, and those events would carry on. Shawn would see the commercial in this timeline, and he would be interested in learning free karate, so Shawn would show up at the Miyagi-Do dojo in this timeline. Daniel would be happy to see him, and he would welcome him. Robbie and Sam would be happy that Miyagi-Do was getting another student, and at first, Shawn would think that Daniel was ripping him off by having him do chores, and he would start to get mad. Eventually, Shawn would realize that he was learning defense by having him do muscle memory, so Shawn would start getting the hang of Miyagi-Do. Shawn would also learn the wheel technique, and his skills would improve, and the events of Cobra Kai Season 2 would continue. Shawn would start to become a better person, and he wouldn't be as aggressive. He would see how bad of an influence his old friends were, so he would stop being friends with them. So in this timeline, Kenny wouldn't catch one of Shawn's friends stealing from his parents, so Shawn's friend wouldn't go after Kenny, and Shawn wouldn't beat him up. So Shawn wouldn't go to juvie in this timeline. Daniel would still go to the country club, and he would want to get more students, and he would take Robbie, Sam, and Shawn. And at the country club, Daniel would try to recruit new students, but he would still have no luck. Amanda's wallet would still be stolen, and Sam would still want to blame Tori. Those events would stay the same. Robbie would still go to the beach, but in this timeline, Shawn would go with him, and he would still see Trey and Cruz. And much like in the original timeline, Robbie would want to film the fight. And much like in the original timeline, Derek would want to hit Robbie in the back of his head, but Shawn would stop him. So Robbie and Shawn would fight Trey, Cruz, and Derek using the wheel technique, and they would take them down, and the events of Cobra Kai would continue. And much like in the original timeline, Dimitri would still join Miyagi-Do, and he would still write a bad review for Cobra Kai. So Hawk and a couple other Cobras would still attack Dimitri at the mall, but in this timeline, Robbie, Sam, and Shawn would be there to help him, and they would be fighting the Cobra Kais. Shawn would use a combination of street fighting and Miyagi-Do, and he would take down the Cobra Kais. And later on that day, the Cobra Kai students would still trash the Miyagi-Do dojo. Daniel would still confront Johnny, and he would still accuse him of trashing his dojo. So many of the students would walk out, and they would join Miyagi-Do. The rivalry between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do would continue to grow. Miyagi-Do would start to get more students. Shawn would quickly become one of Miyagi-Do's best students, and Shawn would want to get Kenny to join Miyagi-Do. So Kenny would join Miyagi-Do in this timeline. Kenny would start learning Miyagi-Do, and Daniel would be happy seeing a kid Anthony's age in Miyagi-Do. So Daniel would want to introduce Kenny to Anthony. He would want to see if Kenny could convince Anthony to join Miyagi-Do. Kenny and Anthony would meet, and they would start to become friends, but Anthony still wouldn't be interested in learning karate. The fight at Coyote Creek would still happen. Miguel would still fight Hawk, and he would take back the medal. So much like in the original timeline, he would give it back to Robbie, and those events would stay the same. Moon's party would still happen. Those events would stay the same. The school fight would still happen in this timeline, and with Shawn's help, Miyagi-Do would stand a better chance against Cobra Kai. Shawn would start fighting some of the Cobra Kai students. Shawn would notice that Hawk was after Dimitri, so Shawn would want to protect him. So Shawn would fight Hawk in this timeline, and Dimitri would get away. Shawn and Hawk would continue to fight, and Shawn would use his strength and size to his advantage, and he would defeat Hawk. The school fight would still end the same way. Robbie would still kick Miguel off the balcony, so Miguel would still be paralyzed, and Robbie would still go to juvie. The season would still end the same way. Carice would still kick Johnny out of Cobra Kai, and Shawn and Hawk would start to have a personal rivalry. And that is where I'm going to end part 1. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Shawn joined Miyagi-Do during the events of Cobra Kai Season 2? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.